Welcome back to Around the Rock Sports. I'm Austin Agosti.
And I'm Aaron Mary. Today, Austin and I are going to talk about SRU football.
This past Saturday, the Rock's football team took on Westchester University at home for the PSAC Championship title game. The Rock was defeated 33-10 as Westchester went on to win the PSAC Championship.
However, Slippery Rock's season continuing fell to the hands of the NCAA as they select the teams that make D2 playoffs. And as a 7 seed, Slippery Rock football is in.
The Rock will continue their season and play at LIU Post University this Saturday at 12 p.m.
So Austin and I are going to go ahead and give a recap of the season as a whole with some up and downs as we move into playoffs this weekend. All right, so let's get started.
First thing we want to talk about is Jake Chapla tying SRU's field goal record at 35. To have 35 field goals only after 3 years, like he still has his entire senior year to break that record even more and go even further, and that's seriously amazing.
For sure.
Like, his field goals aren't even chip shots either. Like they're long field goals.
Yeah,
like,
he had that 51-yarder earlier in the season.
Yeah,
so,
we went to that game.
Yeah. So yeah,
kick.
I mean, even this weekend he can break the record. So
right.
Yeah. So moving on, we have quarterback Roland Rivers. He started the season as a third string, and he managed to move himself into the first string spot, and look where he is now, like taking us to playoffs.
Right,
you know?
It's amazing how like a third string can go from third to first. Like typically as a third string, you expect to go like just to back up, and that's where you sit. But like he was able to start and to absolutely take off with it this season.
Yeah.
Next, I want to talk about West Hill stats. West Hill has been on an absolute tear this season, over 1,000 rushing yards this season. Hasn't even played in every game. Like most people take the entire season to get to 1,000. He's only taken a few. That's amazing.
So yeah, for sure. So next up is the dominance on the road. You know, we played really tough games at IUP for their homecoming game, and we went in there and won. And then we also won at Cal U, which was also a really big game that kind of pushed us in and got us clinched that spot for the PSAC title game and stuff. So it was all around huge, great performance on the road this season. Yeah.
Next, I want to talk about the LIU Post look ahead. LIU Post is a very, very talented football team, undefeated this season. However, I don't think Slippery Rock can definitely handle themselves on Saturday, and they're going to look for an upset on Saturday, and that would be huge for the program.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that we'll see a different team than we saw from the championship game last weekend. I think that they're going to come out, and I mean, even though it's an away game, they're going to be ready for it.
Oh yeah, they will.
So, some nice little awards going out. Head coach Sean Lutz won Coach of the Year.
Yes, he did.
For the PSAC. So,
very well deserved.
Yeah, for sure. 9-2 record, just all around great this year.
Oh, he's so good this year.
Yeah.
And lastly, for a key point I want to touch up on is there will actually be a viewing party for the football game on Saturday at 12 noon out at Rockies. So if you're a big fan of Slippery Rock football and you want to support, go to Rockies at 12 noon.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense than going all the way to New York for that game. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm sure everyone's driving 6 hours to drive to LIU Post University. Like
yeah,
I don't know what your weekend plans are, but that's literally what I was doing right after this.
So yeah, all right. Well, I think that about wraps up everything so far this season. So
we're just gonna good luck to the guys this weekend and go Rock. Now, Alex and I will recap the rest of this week's sports over at the desk.
Thanks, guys. Slippery Rock Field Hockey played their final game of the season on Friday. The game was against 8th-ranked Millersville at Mahalik-Thompson Stadium. It was a tough tilt with both teams trading chances early, but Millersville had a great second half to beat the Rock 3-0. Slippery Rock's record on the season was 6-12.
Last night, the Slippery Rock men's basketball team took on Carlow University in their first home game of the season. The men were ready to get back on their home court as they jumped out to a big lead in the first few minutes. The Rock ended up blowing out Carlow 108-70. Led by junior guard Jared Armstrong, who dropped 38 points. He shot 16 of 17 from the floor with a .941 shooting percentage. Josh got a chance to talk to acting head coach Ian Grady after the game. We're going to show you a quick interview, and after that, Alex and Anthony are going to sit down with some players from the women's soccer team.
Were the men ready to play on their home court today?
Yeah, I think so. I think the emotions were running high. Those first few minutes of your first home game of the season is tough to duplicate in practice. So they were really excited, and I think it showed as the half went on. We got a little tired.
Armstrong had 38 points today. Does his leadership influence the team and how they play?
Yes, I think so. He's been a very vocal leader from August on when he got to school. You know, he puts in a lot of hard work, so that 38 points isn't just by magic. He's in here in the gym, getting extra shots, putting the time in. So I'm proud of him for you know, reaping the benefits.
How has the team transitioned to you as becoming the acting head coach?
I think it's a difficult situation, but I think everything given, they've responded well.
And how far do you think you will take this team this season?
I think it's they can go as far as they want to go. You know, it's the dedication and determination and putting in the effort and work each day that'll determine a lot of it. So we still have a long way to go, but you know, I enjoy coaching them, and it's a good group. So we'll see what happens.
Hey everybody, we are here with Emily and Kylie from the girls soccer team, and we're here to ask them a few questions. So we'll start with what is your year, major, and position on the soccer team?
So I'm a senior. I'm a marketing major with a communications minor, and I am the goalkeeper for the team.
And I'm also a senior. I'm a recreational therapy major, and I'm a midfielder.
All right. Good. Goalkeeper and a midkeeper.
That's nice.
Yeah. So do you feel Slippery Rock should have made the NCAA playoffs?
I mean, yeah, we were really close. We actually missed it by just a point. We did really well regionally this year, so we won both of our regional games, so out of conference, and we performed really well in those. So it was kind of unfortunate. We were bummed, but unfortunately we didn't get the job done in PSAC playoffs, so that would have helped us a little bit more. But we were close. We were really close, but not quite.
It's a real bummer to hear.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Always want to get that far. Well, let's say you did get to the NCAA playoffs. Do you think you would have had an actual shot at competing for a national championship?
You know, it's hard to say. I think our conference is such a strong competitive conference that I think we would have done really well in competition. It's hard. Once you get into playoffs and you're playing teams out of your conference, you never really know on the day who's going to take the W, but I think we could have made a stride for it for sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think like teams are ranked 1 through 6, but like 1 or 6, whatever, it really doesn't matter what the team is. It really just shows up who shows up to play that day. Everybody really has an equal chance.
Right. It's all strong teams.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
And being that this is your guys' last year, like what were some of the pregame routines that you two went through to prepare for like the big match?
I mean, before every game, we just always blasted music in the locker room and we danced around like idiots, really, like just to make everybody laugh and kind of have like a good vibe in the locker room before we went out. We always listened to Bohemian Rhapsody. That's a big one.
Of course.
And other than that, like the locker room's just fun on game days. We just mess around with each other and joke around for a good hour before we go out there.
Try to be like calm everybody down and just like have a really fun vibe going on. We don't want anybody to be stressed. We also do this thing with marbles at the beginning. When you're a freshman, you get a jar of marbles, and there's 80 in the jar, and each one represents each game that you'll play throughout your 4 years. So then our coach comes in, does her pregame talk, and then you take one marble and you drop it in a jar, and it represents like you have this one game. You need to do everything you can to do your best. So that's
like
very
a marble jar you guys fill out?
Yeah,
that's really cool.
By your senior year, like, so our last year, you have
filled.
like one marble left in your last game. So it's kind of a visual of like the time that you have. So that was kind of, I mean, we talk about it all season long, like, oh my gosh, like our marbles are like so much less than they were before, but yeah.
How did that feel on the last marble? Like, what went through?
I know that had to be like, you didn't want to drop it in.
When you go into playoffs, you don't know if it's going to be your last game or not. So I don't know, it was weird. I didn't like it, but it's kind of.
I don't know. I saved like my favorite marble
so
to
did I,
drop in last, but we really were just hoping for another marble to be put in for playoffs, and like that's what I was like looking forward to the most, like getting another one. So I don't know.
Our coach comes in when we're not in the locker room. She'll drop another one in once we get into playoffs. So
it's a nice
kind of a
surprise.
nice little surprise,
Right.
yeah.
That's, right. That's like you don't want to put it in, but you want. It's like, can I have another marble? Another marble disappear.
Yeah.
Well, with the big family, how do you think that like translated on the field? Like,
That's a good question. I think you can see it. I know. So I'm from the Chicago area. My parents would watch the live feed games. My mom would always say, "Oh, we can see it from Chicago that you guys love each other." So, yeah. So I think just in the way that we play with each other on the field, that when you know someone a little bit better, you play with them a little bit better. So I think it helped us a lot, especially by the end of the season once we started to be more cohesive.
Right.
That it showed on the field too.
Right. Especially like you know how to talk. Like we talk so much in the locker room and outside of soccer too that you know how to communicate with them on the field. If somebody had a bad touch or like thinks they're having a bad game, like we always knew how to like turn somebody's spirits around and like help them out and get them back on track.
And I think that comes through practice too. That in our practice sessions, they weren't always easy for sure. So there's times where we'd have a bad practice and either myself or someone else would pull the team in and say like, you know, we need to pick it up. And we're good at supporting each other, but also at pulling the best out of each other too. So it's not always easy.
Like, so you two are like the voice on the field if anything went wrong.
She's more so voice on the field. I'm more so voice in practices and on the sideline, but
definitely like both key parts on the team.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, what do you guys think was the best moment during the season?
There's been a lot of good ones.
It's really hard to break it down.
Yeah, I think, well, we were just talking about this, that one of our favorite moments as far as soccer specific this season was when we beat Millersville. They were ranked #1 in the conference at the time, and we were kind of just getting through a rough patch of our season. So that win was huge for us, and that gave us a lot of momentum, and it actually started like a 5-game win streak for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
We definitely like went into that game with being the underdog and just hoping to perform well, not even looking for the win, and then we came out with it and we were all just like, wow, we did some damage and we were ready to like take it, and we did do well the next 5 games.
Yeah, that was a really cool moment for us.
Yeah, it's kind of something you needed during the stretch of the season. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great. Well, I have a question specific for you. Goaltending is just, I can't imagine it being easy at all. How much pressure is put on you?
I mean, it definitely adds some pressure that I take personally, but throughout my 4 years, my coaches have definitely said, like, you can't put that all on your shoulders because you'll go absolutely crazy. It's a team game where it's all 11 of us, it's all 28 of us, actually, on the team, and it starts all the way at the top to get all the way back to me. So it's a team thing, and I don't know, you just kind of, it's fun, it's exciting, and it gets your adrenaline going, so.
Yeah.
I have a question for like both of you guys. So like, how old were you when you guys realized the love for soccer, and when did you realize it can take you to like the collegiate level, which as of now?
I started playing in kindergarten and then just kind of played casually for up until high school when I started getting involved more in like travel soccer and more competitive leagues. I think for me, when I realized I wanted to play at the next level was actually coming back from an injury early in high school. I spent a year trying to recover from that, and then kind of searching into why I was coming back and realized that I really wanted to keep playing. So I had coaches and teammates that were extremely supportive. And when I went to the last club that I played for before college, it was all specific to recruiting. So those coaches were really supportive, and I think through the recruiting process, I actually realized how much I wanted it. Because when I first started it, I was kind of like, oh, you know, I'll look at a couple schools or whatever, but then the more you look, the more you want it. So yeah, I guess like early to late high school is when I realized I wanted to play at the next level.
I don't even know. I mean, I started playing soccer when I was 4 or 5 in YMCA. I think my mom just wanted me to make some friends, so she threw me in there, and I wasn't very good at any other sports in gym class, so I kind of just stuck with it. I guess I realized I wanted to play when I realized like high school was ending, and I did not like want to leave the team atmosphere because I love every one of my teammates. It's just like a really nice atmosphere. But like college soccer like wasn't in the cards for me. Like I wasn't getting a lot of recruitment, and then it was just like a lucky thing that I found Jessie Griggs, our coach, and she came and watched me practice, and the team needed a goalkeeper at the time, so I just got really lucky, and I had the opportunity just to be on a team again, and that's what got me excited. I just wanted to be a part of a team and come into college with, I guess, almost like pre-made friends. Like it was a little bit easier, but I think I was just excited to be part of something again.
It's the family aspect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Family, that's the thing.
That helped like our transition into college so much easier, being on the team and being a fall sport. That your first semester here is like
you jump right into
30
it.
plus like, best friends. Yeah.
Here's 30 people, make friends with them.
All right, so that seems about it.
Yep. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Of course. All right, that's all we got for you guys. We're going to throw it to a commercial break, and then we'll be right back.